Hey guys, it's Michelle. So I'm actually driving at the moment, but this is really just a bit of a chat video. So yeah, a couple of people have spoken to me lately about confidence and not having so much confidence with alopecia. And do you know, I've been thinking about it an awful lot and wanted to do a bit of a video because a few people have said to me, you know, you feel you're like so confident and you know, I wish I could be like that. And honestly, the truth is that, you know, I think that in life we all have insecurities, we all have issues, we all have times that we really struggle with things. And you know, like what you see when you're on social media, if you're on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, you know, what you're seeing is just a snapshot in time of people. It's just a second, like posing at a camera, like a smile, or you know, but it's what's in between that really matters, like what takes people from one photo to the next in the journey that you're kind of on in life. And you know, we all have different things going on, we all have different struggles, we all have different problems in life. We may have problems with work, with health, family, friends, you know, or just problems within ourselves, with confidence, with body image, with just not feeling that we maybe fit sometimes as well. And you know, it's something that so many of us all go through. It's certainly something I think the majority have been through. It's something that I've been through, and I know, you know, for the most part my alopecia doesn't really bother me. Like, I'm fine with it now, and it's taken me a while to get to the stage that I didn't care, because at first I did feel honestly totally broken with it. Now I have fun with it, and I love that I can wear wigs. I love that I can change my hair as often as I change my clothes. You know, it's just an accessory to me. Like today I have on a wig, and you know, maybe in a couple of hours it'll be off. Maybe I'll have on some of my mask my head's wear, maybe I'll just be bald. I just kind of go with how I feel. But about the confidence thing, you know, I don't always feel confident. I don't always feel great about myself, and you know, I wouldn't say that I'm mega happy with my looks, and it's just a, you know, I guess it's a woman thing in some ways, or maybe just a human thing in many ways. You know, I look at people on Instagram and all these things and think, wow, they're so beautiful and so amazing. And I was talking with friends last night, and we were chatting on Instagram, and you know, we were talking, and I thought, you know, almost everybody goes through these emotions at some point in their life, and you know, doesn't feel confident in themselves. And rather than try to be like anybody else, like I think what's most important is, you know, just be the best version of you can be, and don't strive to be someone else. There's no point in being like a good copy of someone when you can be the best version of you, because that is what's most important. Absolutely everybody in this world has beauty. I honestly believe that everybody has beauty. Beauty is not one standard thing. It's not just a size 0 that walks out a magazine or whatever, you know. And sometimes the things that you hate most about yourself can actually be the most beautiful things, like the most quirky things, the most attractive things, and that's incredible. And you know, it's not about looking a certain way or being symmetrical or having this or that. And at the same time, like, I'm very much for this whole acceptance message, and I don't think that self-love and self-care is about a narcissistic, oh, I love me, I think I'm amazing. It's not, to me it's not. To me what it's about is self-love and self-care is really more about just acceptance of who you are. Like for me, when I was a size 0, and when I was like, I had amazing hair and you know, the rest of it, I wasn't happy in myself, I wasn't confident, I wasn't accepting of the person that I am. I was so insecure. Now I'm overweight. I was totally obese for so long. Now I'm overweight, and still I have no hair. I wear a lot of makeup. I'm not going to lie, I have Botox. I can't lift my eyebrow, well, I can lift them a bit, but not much. You know, I've got Botox, I've got lip fillers, but I'm not doing that to be like someone else. I'm not doing that to fit a trend. I'm not doing that for anybody other than me. Do I need it? No, absolutely not. Does anybody need it? No. But, you know, for me, I feel better with it. My makeup sits more nicely with it, and I like it. It's not to everybody's taste. I'm covered in tattoos, like you guys will probably know. And again, that is not something that is to everyone's taste. A lot of people really don't like my tattoos, and that is totally okay, because I got them for me, and to me that's what is important in life. It's about just being you and being okay with who you are. I mean, whether I am, like when I get out intensive care and I was being pumped full of so many steroids, still in steroids, but you know, when I was in such exorbitant amounts of it, I was so ballooned, so my face was puffed, my abdomen was massive, everything, you know, and I was very, very overweight, I was very obese, and it doesn't matter whether I was that girl or whether I'm the girl now that you're seeing, or whether I'm the girl that I'm now vegan and I'm losing a lot of weight, but it doesn't matter, because what's inside is the same person, and that to me is what is most important. So like the outside of me and how I look, it's just a shell. The way you're seeing me now is just me cakes and makeup, with Botox, with lip fillers, you know, with false hair. I have a wig on because I don't have hair, but whether I'm like this or whether you see me like some of my photos on Instagram and the likes, and I am just barefaced, no makeup, no lashes, no nothing, you know, that's the same Michelle as well. You know, it's all Michelle, it's still the same person that's inside this body. So no matter how I look physically, I'm the same person inside. And to me, I've actually come to terms with accepting that, do you know what, this is me. And I think that's such an important message. And it sounds really cheesy, but you know, that film The Greatest Showman, like I wasn't actually fussed about seeing it. My 15-year-old daughter was like, Mum, you need to watch it, and I watched it with her, and it was incredible. And when that song came on, I swear I had goosebumps, because I was like, that is the message, you know, this is me, take me as I am, this is me. And I think sometimes it can be easy to say this is me, but to actually say it to yourself and mean it, that this is me and I'm okay with that, that's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to say. I have days where I have meltdowns because I'm like, I've got no hair and I'm so fat and I'm bleh, you know, and I just feel crazy. But it's just part of being human. It's just a feeling, it's an emotion. And at the end of the day, do I want somebody to like me for the way I look? Absolutely not. Would I want my husband to have been with me and marry me because of my appearance? Absolutely not. So why do we sometimes put so much pressure on ourselves for the way that we look? Because if you're with somebody in a relationship, whether it's a guy, a girl, whatever, you know, it's about being with the person, and the person is the personality, is the soul, it's what's inside, it's not what you're seeing, because looks change, and even if they don't, what's the point in being with somebody that you think is aesthetically gorgeous but inside is not the person that you are happy with, you know? So it's what's inside that's important. And this is a bit of a blab and a crazy video probably, but, and I know that I'm driving, I'm not touching my camera, by the way, I'm not even looking at it, I'm just talking because for me it's just an easy time to talk right now, and this was on my mind, and I thought I'm just going to film it while I'm driving, in kind of vlog style, I suppose. But yeah, you know, life's short and you're beautiful, you are, everybody has beauty, and just because you don't see it yourself doesn't mean it's not true. And if you have alopecia, it can take your hair, it can't take your beauty. If you have vitiligo, it can take patches of pigment from your skin, it cannot take your beauty. If you have anything, whatever it is that you feel insecure about or you don't feel happy about, actually, do you know what, that can be something that just makes you so unique and so beautiful, and that is so important. And you know, you should celebrate it. Like when I see people now, I used to see people and they were so beautiful and I'd be like, oh, I wish I could look like that. Now I see people and I think, wow, she's really pretty, oh wow, that's great, but I'm so happy for her, do you know, like, oh, she's got lovely eyes. I don't go, I wish I had those eyes, oh, I wish I had this, oh, I wish I could be like that, oh, I need to stop eating, oh, I need to eat more, I need bigger boobs, I need smaller boobs. You know, I'm just like, whatever, people are people, we're all individual, and it's what's amazing about people in general. The world would be such a boring place if we were all the same. It would be so boring, it would not be very exciting at all. It's so good that we're all so different. It's so good that, you know, everybody is different in life, and I just think people are special and you're special, and sometimes it's easy to see these things in others, but we don't see it in ourselves. Sometimes we can say really awful things to ourselves, like, and think awful things about ourselves, like, oh, I look terrible, oh, I look whatever. You would never say to somebody else, oh, you look terrible. You know, like, you would never say the things to other people that you can say so negative to yourself, and you really need to not say negative things to yourself. And that's easy for me to say that to you. I still do it. I still say things to myself like, oh my goodness, you're so fat, oh my goodness, you don't look nice, oh my goodness, you look so whatever. You know, I have issues with how I look at times, but do you know what, it's just part of being human. I'm not ecstatic with my looks, but I'm very accepting of them, whether I'm barefaced or whether I'm fully made up. And if somebody
keep left.
If somebody treated me differently purely for the fact that I have on makeup and look maybe more aesthetically pleasing, that's not important to me. You know, like, at the end of the day, if somebody's going to judge me based on my appearance, they're not worth being concerned about, really. You know, whereas in the past I used to be very much of the opinion, oh no, I need to look nice, people need to think I look okay, and blah blah blah. Whereas now I'm just like, well, do you know what, take me as I am, this is me, take me as you find me, like it or hate it, it's just me at the end of the day, and I can't really do much about that. I'm happy with it, I'm happy with who I am, and things I'm not happy with, then I work on changing them. But things I'm not happy with are like inside, not outside. You know, whether I get Botox as an ongoing thing, whether I have my lips ever done again or whether I don't, makes absolutely no difference, because I'm still Michelle inside. I'm still the exact same person, whether I'm 90 years old and wrinkles to bits or whether I was 18, and you know, it doesn't matter. So I guess this has become a wee bit of a rant, but it was meant to be just a bit of a chat and some things that were on my mind, because I think it's important sometimes to be able to say these things, you know, and just to be honest, because so many of us go through the exact same thing. We go through the same emotions, we go through the same feelings, we go through all of the same doubts, worries. You know, we do compare ourselves to other people, and just because somebody says you shouldn't, you know, we often do, and it's the way society is. We can be bombarded with so many images of the perfect figure, the perfect hair, the perfect makeup, the perfect eyebrows, the perfect lashes, the perfect everything, you know. And it's nice to appreciate all these things, but it's important not to think that there is only one kind of standard of beauty, there's only one way to be, because it's absolutely not the case, you know. Just be your best self. Be your best self. Be true to yourself, and you know, however you look, be how you want to look for you. In so many ways, I think my alopecia has been so freeing, because in the past I would have never been like wearing crazy makeup and whatever going out, and now like I always have these white lines, which I know some people think are fun and some people are like, oh, what is that thing you do to your eyes? But do you know what, I don't mind, like, and it's okay for people to not like it, that's totally fine. I love doing it and I like it, and it's wacky and it might be a bit eccentric and strange, but do you know what, I'm happy and that's what I like, and I just like to be me. And if I feel like going out with no makeup and not bothering my backside, then I'll do it. And if I feel like going out with a full face and like full on bright luminous eyes and crazy big strong brows or whatever, you know, if that's what I feel like I want to do, then it's what I do. And I'm okay with that. And I know that lots of people probably look at me like, why are you going into work in a nursing shift like as if you're on a night out with full face makeup? And other times I'll go in and I'll look like I've rolled out my bed, and you know, it's not, it's just a shell. It doesn't matter. How I look does not matter. It does not affect who I am. It does not affect anything. And it's the same for you guys, you know, like you have beauty inside and outside, and you do have beauty outside, whether you think you do or not, you absolutely do. And it's just about learning to accept yourself. I mean, I think with my alopecia I felt so broken in so many ways that the only way was up, and it kind of broke me down so that I could rebuild, if that makes sense. I always say that, and I don't know if it kind of makes sense to people, but emotionally I did feel like I was a bit kind of broken, and like I lost my identity, and I didn't know who was looking back at me in the mirror. I didn't know who I was anymore, and it was so freeing in so many ways, because when I went through all the hurt and the upset and all the really horrid emotions, like when I had to let myself kind of experience them and go through them so that I could come out the other side. And when I did kind of realise I was coming through it, and then when I was through the other side, you know, yes, I'll have down days. If I still had my hair and whatever else, I would be like moaning about something else, you know, like I would have some other insecurity. Whereas now I'm just like, do you know what? I feel more free. I can just be me. If I go out with no makeup, no nothing, then I look very different from the majority of the population, and that's fine. So I'm going to be different anyway. So like, what's the point in trying to just look normal or how I used to look? If I want to do that, then that's fine, and I do. And sometimes I will go out with makeup on, but to look more natural, or I'll maybe go out with like a natural kind of wig on that's quite normal to my own bio hair colour. It looks very natural. I'll have minimal makeup with natural lashes, and I just want to blend in, and for me that's okay too. Sometimes I want to be extreme, sometimes I don't even bother, so it doesn't matter. The kind of whole point in this was just to say that, you know, whoever you are, just, it's not easy to love yourself. It's not easy to even tell yourself a nice thing. It's very difficult to look in a mirror and say something nice to yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. It's easier to say things to other people than it is often to say to ourselves that, you know, oh, you look good today. Like, I don't do that. I can't say that to myself. But it's important, I think, that we do learn to be more positive and nicer to ourselves and treat ourselves the way we would treat other people, you know. Like, if you can show other people love and kindness and caring, and then you should do it for yourself too. It's very important. That's my 2 cents for the day. So yeah, I'm sorry I've not uploaded for a while. I'm in a bit of a crazy situation at the moment. We are having a home extension done. I'm having a salon built. It's all been exciting but stressful, very stressful. So I'm not actually staying at home. My parents are landed with us at the moment, and we're almost there. The end is in sight. Couple of weeks and we'll be back in again. We're at the very final stages now, so it's been good, but it's made everything a bit more difficult with the filming and the likes, hence my total lack of reviews. But I am going to get back to that very, very soon, guys, as soon as I can. I think I'll try and get a review of this wig done. This is a MIMO wig. It's awesome. Anyway, I'll try and get that done kind of soon for you guys. I am sorry that it's been a while, but this has been in my mind quite a lot, and I've been posting random things on Instagram about, you know, these sort of issues, and I just thought, you know what, let's just do a video and talk about it, because somebody has actually asked me to do a wee updated like feelings video, and I haven't done it, so I guess this is kind of it. If you guys like this, give it a wee thumbs up and let me know, or write down below any comments or send me messages or whatever, if you like this kind of stuff, because I'm more than I could sit and talk for days, so I'm more than happy to sit and have videos for you guys if you want to hear these sort of things, or more of my personal kind of story. I'm more than happy to share. I'm a bit of an open book in many ways. So if that kind of thing's of interest, just let me know and I will do more. If you just want to see wig reviews, or if you want makeup, then let me know that too. I'm happy to do whatever kind of suits you guys. You know, at the end of the day, the whole point in me having the channel is to try and help people in one way or another. So at the end of the day, it's whatever you guys want to see that is what I will film and do my very best for you. Hope this has been okay. So take care of yourselves. As always, keep sparkling, be your own beautiful, and yeah, just be good to yourself, be kind to yourself. Sending you all of my love, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Bye.